So it is. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My name is Lena Chavez Soria. I'm one of the practitioners here at San Francisco Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, everybody here in person and everybody online. I'm going to do an evocation now, and then I'll do the inspirational reading from our magazine, and then I'll introduce our guest minister. So join with me in the knowing that there is no spot, Spirit is not. It is ever present, flowing in and through and around and as me and each and every one of us, holding this sacred space and time for our time together in spiritual community, knowing that this circle is divinely ordered. Everybody is exactly where they're supposed to be. We are exactly where we're supposed to be, receiving this beautiful message today from Reverend Sandria, anchored in love, anchored in peace and grace. I give so much thanks, and so it is.
So it is.
So today the reading, we're doing it from a Science of Mind magazine for Sunday, February 22nd. It's titled Purposeful Possibilities. And this is a quote I'm going to read from George Bernard Shaw. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is sort of a splendid torch that I have a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it over to future generations. And this is a quote from Ernest Holmes from Living Without Fear. The purpose of life is to produce beings who can consciously cooperate with it, that's a capital I for it, that through such cooperation, the evolving principle itself may more completely express. And here's the story. For several months, 3 Latin phrases repeatedly came to mind: memento mori, memento amoris, and vivere universum vivus vici. They appeared again today during my walk, and I felt it appropriate to explore what they reveal about embracing the possibilities of our purpose. Memento mori, remember that you will die. While we are infinitely expressing itself, it does so through this finite form of expression, which will end at some point. As someone who has experienced thanatophobia for many years, just the thought of death sometimes opens an existential rabbit hole for me. Memento amoris, a reminder of mortality, reminds me to breathe and to be present now, not to wait to enjoy life. Remember to love. Love as the expression of the divine, as the expression of spirit. Love as the key that unlocks what is possible. Love as the rainbow that assures us that heaven is within and is experienced to the degree that we are conscious of it. Love reminds us and emboldens us with the true power of our being. Vivere universum vivus vici. By the power of truth, I, while living, have conquered the universe. By the divine truth that enlivens principle, I am guided and live my purpose. What about you? What do each of these phases bring to your mind? What if our purpose isn't just to be sought after, but to be embodied and expressed? So the affirmation, if you'd like to repeat after me. I set out to live my purpose.
I set out to live my purpose,
Which is to be the expression of God.
which is to be the expression of God.
In everything I think, say, feel, and do. Whatever I do, God is doing. And so it is.
So it is. Many of you know this piece I sing often, each and every day. Each and every day I'm going to share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my love. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my love. Hallelujah, hallelujah. How about some peace? Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my peace. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my peace. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my peace. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Each and every day, you know I'm going to share my joy. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you. Very calm energy in here today. Kind of a nice, calm feeling.
Yes, we like a calm energy. So I have the pleasure and honor to introduce Reverend Sondria Jennings, and I have something to share about her. She was born in Topeka, Kansas, and lived in Kansas City until she was 21 years old. And at that time, she married and was sent to Oakland, California for her husband's military service. Walter, her husband, made transition in Germany in 1973 when she was 26 years old. So she came back to California and finished her degree and her master's and PhD in psychology. During that time she was finishing her degree, she also worked as a school psychologist from 1982 until her retirement for the second time in 2019. Also during that time, she adopted her beloved son, Oliver. She worked in Oakland Public Schools for that period of time as a school psychologist. also attending All Faith Seminary School in New York, and obtained her degree and ordination as a minister. She is a mother, a grandmother of 2, and a mother-in-law. She's retired from Oakland Public Schools, and her goal is to, with her ministry, include service, teaching, and singing. And it is her desire to bring love to anyone and everyone who will accept the idea of love, being loved, and being loving. So welcome, Reverend Sandria. We are so grateful to have you here.
Thank you. I am grateful to be here. Thank you so much. Wow. I was busy, huh? I was busy for a long time, and now I'm busy. Still am. I still am. You know, sometimes we get caught up in the idea after a certain age your life ends. But in a reading that I had recently done by a minister channeling God's voice, we're all in our season. Every day we open up to our season. And it's our season. We don't know what happens after we close our eyes for the last time in this body. But it's our season until we take that last breath in this body. We all have something to do. We are all very, very valuable. It's my pleasure to be here with you guys. The staff and the practitioners have been wonderful. It's good to see all of you. You are beautiful, and I bless you. And I bless the ones that are coming, the ones that are on YouTube and Facebook. Blessings to you as well. My topic this morning is hell is optional, and God was talking to me. You know, he never quiets down a little bit. So if I give him an idea, he's talking to me all the time. So while Lena was doing the invocation, Lena, I'm sorry. We're going to get it right next year, okay? So while Lena was doing the invocation, I was thinking, my topic is a little bit on the negative side, but I needed to catch your attention. And the topic is hell is optional. And everybody was like, whoa. And when I ran it through Reverend Mwata, he says, oh, and there was a little bit of silence. And then we can say then to switch it into the positive, heaven is also available and optional as well. But we're going to go to hell for just a few minutes with that topic. And Science of Mind defines hell as a place of discordance, a state of being discordant, of being in disagreement and being in stress with one's own self. To believe in a duality, that there's good and evil people, there are good and evil people, there are good and evil situations. And that's where I'm saying, and it was given to me, that this is optional. We don't have to do this. We don't have to go through hell. We don't have to be in that kind of stress and in that kind of discord on any basis. Now, I want to tell you, this is my disclaimer. As my minister says, Reverend Andrea Earl says, this ain't no mountaintop teaching, okay? So I'm sitting here, and I'm going through the same things, but this is what was given to me by God, down to pouring and channeling into me by God. But what I want to caution everybody to do is, because we are ministers and we sit here and we listen and we bring the spiritual word to you, does not mean that we are to be put on a pedestal. We are human beings as well, going through our own issues. I've had people come up to me and say, well, you're a minister, you should know that. I'm a human being. I'm a human being, and I'm having a human experience, and a spiritual being having a human experience. So what you're going through, I'm going through. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say to you this, and don't you ever repeat it to anybody, I'm still in kindergarten, okay? So don't repeat that. You people online, you're sworn secrecy. All right. So in that definition of hell being a place of discordance, let us look again at what we have as options in our life to do. I'm going to tell you a little story about a train and trains back in the old days. Back in the old days, trains did not have air conditioning. No, they did not. Did you guys know that? I remember as a little kid, the windows pushed out, and you had to get your air wherever you were going by that method. So you could push the window out and regulate. I was just a mere babe in arms. These stories were told to me, okay? So, okay, 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 all right. I don't want you to know my true age. Okay, so anyway, you said good, excellent, excellent. So the windows would push out and you would get your air. And over the window was a sign that says, keep your head and your hands inside the compartment. Because you know what would happen. Some foolish person would stick their head out the window, not see what was coming up, and ugly things would happen. So in my trip, I love trains, and so I go to Visalia sometimes to talk to them about spirit and to talk to them about God. And in my trip to Visalia, I could just sit back at the cabin. I could put my music on. I can hum. I can do soft singing because it would put me out if I was singing loudly going to Visalia. And look at the countryside going by. I saw a coyote the last time I was there. I saw some dust, you know what dust bunny, whirlwind things are. I saw some of those going by. Dust devils, thank you. And all the time, I'm in the compartment. I'm safe. I'm moving through. By the way, we saw a coyote on the street this morning coming. Yeah. So you have those regularly coming through? Oh, okay. He was looking a little scruffy. I was putting.
Yeah, they do. Scruffy, but they're fine.
They're fine. Oh. So I saw all these things, and they were just passing by because I was not in the mode of getting involved with what I saw there. And in a minute, there was something else that I saw going by. And so this analogy I'm using for us in terms of making a choice of whether we want to stay in the cabin, in the closeness of spirit, downloading the ideas and the voices of spirit, or when we want to stick our head and our hands out of the cabin to get involved with the confusion that's going on around us. Now, that does not mean we ignore the confusion. That does not mean that we say if we ignore it, it just goes away. It does not. But that means that when we step ourselves back into the cabin and when we relax into the safety that is God, we are able to hear what is ours to do. We cannot hear it if we're out there battling with the coyote. We cannot hear it if we're getting dirty by the dust devils that are going around. We cannot hear it if we're wading through the field hungry. But in the cabin, again, which is God's source, our beingness, our heart, our mind, and our soul, where God resides, in that cabin is a pure place for us to make decisions from. We make decisions all the time. Ask me how I know. I made a decision to get up. I made the decision of what I was wearing this morning. I made the decision, this is my second pair of socks because the other ones were really loud and I didn't want you to be distracted. Second pair of socks, second pair of everything. So I'm constantly making a decision. Anybody disagree with that? Oh, I love you guys. So I'm constantly making decisions. That's why I say hell is optional. And even some decisions that we make that are subconscious. We make them from background, what our parents said we were. We make them from what our teachers said we were. We make them from what the advertisements on the TV say that we are and we have been. Anything that comes into our minds, thing that comes into our environment can help us make a decision, but we are making decisions. So we can choose not to be in this state of distress. We can choose, and it's hard. It's hard. They got some stuff out there that get you caught up in just a moment. And then you taking it to bed with you. Now you've shifted your state of being. Now you are not in heaven, you're in hell. You're in hell. This morning I was a little anxious. I was in hell this morning. I chose to be there because I know there are some things that I can do to move me out of that. But the real energy and effort also is in the idea of being conscious when I am in heaven, being conscious particularly when I'm in hell. Knowing that this is something I have the power to change. I have the power to rewrite the scenario. I have the power to shift this into, I'm going to stop that sentence right there. I know this is true. It happened to me. So a lot of things are happening in my home as my light bearer. This is my friend for 50 years. I was a mere babe when she was, 21 when we met. So, this age thing is really interesting. So, she knows, she's doing this to me. She knows that there have been a lot of issues going on in my house. A lot of things crapping. No, a lot of things cropping up at the same time. Okay? Forgive that, it's a slip of the word, but it was in my head, okay? So a lot of things are coming up at the same time. And one more thing came up. And I said, oh my God, I said, this one is not a problem. This can be handled easily. And I heard myself say that. I chose to make that one single thing not a problem. I chose it. And I could do that with every other thing that is going on in my house right at this moment. I can choose to say, this is not a problem. This can be handled quickly. This can be handled in the way that God it directs me to handle it. But I went back into the cabin. I sat in the cabin, and the voice that responded to me was, this is not a problem. You can go take it here, take your phone up to Verizon, sit there for a few hours, they fix it, and you come back home. They don't even ask for any money. They try to sell you a whole bunch of stuff, but they don't even ask for any money. So I could distinguish the difference between something that I'm going to take into my soul and my heart from something that was not a problem. So if we can then listen to, and I use we because, again, I'm here in the same space as you. If we then can listen to that voice from the cabin that says, this is maybe a concern that you can deal with this way, this way, this way, or it's a lesson, what are you going to get from it? Then you turn a whole bunch of things outside that look like problems into resources. You pull your hand and your head back into the cabin. You're in a safe place. Okay, so I'm saying it, I can't say it enough. We're having a choice. Now, please.
It's fair, but I'm just in spirit there isn't good and bad, but thinking makes it so. So when we move into kind of the thinking zone, we have choices there, but in spirit there might not be a good and bad.
There is, in spirit and in heaven, which is the other thing that Ernst Holmes defined, there is no duality. There's no good and bad, there's no evil, there's no good. It is all, and you can look at it this way, all lessons are all blessings, one or the other. And the lessons become blessings because when you live through them, you're stronger in what you believe. And your aha experiences get to be more and more as spirit is downloaded in. Does that answer what you're talking about? Please, any other questions that you have, please speak up. Any other comments that you have about this morning, let me know, okay? Thank you for that. You have something else?
No.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah,
You want to come up here and do this? No, okay. All right. What's your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Thank you for blessing me by being here with me this morning. Now, let's think about chaos. In chaos, which some of you are experiencing right now, did you stick your head and your hands out of the cabin and look at the chaos? Did you get involved with it? People not responding.
Yes.
Some people are scared to answer me. Maybe a little, or maybe a lot. I know some folks that are turning on the news they have news on all the time. And they're in the chaos. They're choosing to be that. Nobody told them to turn the radio on. Nobody told them to turn the TV on. And again, I'm saying not to ignore, but go back to the cabin. Be in your safe place where then you can quiet yourself. You can meditate and pray on what is mine to do in this. What is mine to say in this? What action am I going to take? And I will assure you that once you go into that place of quietness, where you're downloading what Spirit has to say for you and to do for you, Spirit, I go up into the ethers and I go up into the stars and I roll around in all the stars and just the eternity and infinity of the universe. beyond the sun where it's just all dark and stars. And Spirit starts talking to me when I say, I need to go talk to Spirit. I said, can you wait until I get up there and get my bedding on so I'm warm and safe? Can you wait before you start talking to me? Because Spirit is anxious to engage with us, anxious to engage with us, wants us to know several things, many things. And that also shows up sometimes in your GPS. You guys know what a spiritual GPS is? Who knows what it is?
Jesus take the wheel.
Huh?
Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus take the wheel? That's JP. It's called JT. JTW. Tell me, do you think you know
Well,
what it is?
sometimes you go in a direction you weren't expecting, and then you feel drawn to move in a certain direction.
Yes. The voice comes down and downloads and says, don't do that.
Yeah.
And it's just real clear. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Or the voice says, go that way. And you find out later, or sometimes you don't find out, that you've been saved from something that could have been a problem, could have been an issue. And so we're choosing also to respond to our GPS. Now, Oliver was little, and I wanted him to learn this lesson too. So we were out walking the dogs walking my dog at the arena, and there was one path that went this way and one path that went that, and that path was kind of dark. And he says to me, Mom, I don't feel like we need to take this path down here. And I wanted him, in this first lesson of spirituality, to honor what his spiritual voice was telling him. I said, if you don't feel that we are going to be comfortable going down this path, then we're not going to go that way. And I see oftentimes some parents say, boy, you don't know what you're talking about. Come on, let's get. We want to set them up to be available when they are grown to honor the spirit within them that tells them right and wrong. And they will be safe as long as they listen to them. Now, there are other people who choose not to listen to that voice. And they're still one with us. We're all one. If you don't believe it, cut your finger and somebody else over in England will hurt, okay? We're all one in this process. But sometimes people don't believe that they're one, and they cut off that internal voice. Still one in God. There is no duality. And you get to see their behavior processing out of something that you don't even recognize, you don't even know, you don't even understand. But they've cut that voice off. And they believe that they are not one with us and with spirit. And so that's what you get, the aberrant behaviors that come from that. If someone is attacking a friend of mine, God forbid, someone is attacking over here, I need to be concerned, because that same attack is going to do something to my life. It's going to do something to my life. So we can't say, well, that just happened to that person. We're going to say, it's happening to that person. I am concerned. Go back in the cabin. What is mine to do in this? Hear your internal GPS, and then make your moves out of the cabin, which is heaven, it stands for heaven. Make your moves out of love. Now, let's get some other things said, and out of forgiveness. People have a lot of problems with forgiveness. I hear some chuckles in this room, and probably some of you are chuckling online too. I have problems with forgiveness too. Forgiveness does not mean that you hang around that person. If their time with you is up, then their time with you is up. Forgiveness is your state of mind, choosing heaven and not choosing hell, to be in highest regard for yourself and highest regard for that person. You release them, then you let them go. Often people say, well, I forgive them. And that doesn't mean you grab them to your breast and you hang around because you forgive them. That's not that at all. It's not that at all. And if you're choosing to be in unforgiveness, you are creating something in your life that is going to create hell for you. Hate, anger, rage, depression, all stressful things create a chemical in your body. Do you guys know that? It's called cortisol. And it can do more damage in your life because you're carrying unforgiveness for somebody who's gone on and doesn't even know you exist anymore. They're going on with their lives. There was once a saying that says that unforgiveness is like taking a cup of poison and wishing the other person would die. True, huh? I'm holding on to this for I can never forgive you for that. Well, you just cursed yourself. And you're going to be in hell at that particular time about that individual. Every time you think about that individual, you're going to go back into the hell and you're going to be sticking your head and your hands outside of the cabin. But when we release and forgive, that means I let you go on your way. If that has to be, I can forgive you and you can come back, or I can forgive you and if it's not for me, I'll let you go your way. And I bless your way. A choice, a conscious and oftentimes a conscious choice, but sometimes an unconscious choice to let things be. This is the same way with love. Sometimes we have a strange idea about what love is. Again, making choices. People sometimes think that love is about, oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 no. The first love that we have in terms of changing anything is that we change who we are internally. That's the only person I can change. I can go up to you and talk to you about your religion. I can talk to you about your politics. I can talk to you about your finances. I can tell you about anything. And I can talk myself blue. And trust me, with this complexion, that would be a long time. So I can talk to you about that, but I'm not going to convince you. You have to do that on your own. But if I convince myself, guess what happens? When you come to me, you're not going to get hatred. You're not going to get anger. You're not going to get rage that stokes the fire. You're going to get my support. You're going to come. I'm going to come to you and you're going to approach me from a position of love, meaning that I honor you. I know that you're a God being. And I can separate your behavior from you and say, I see that you're a God being. However, your behavior is atrocious. But I know behind there, I know behind that curtain, you're a God being. And that's love. And then for myself, getting away from, I see you, Renee, getting away from the idea, all these past experiences, all these things that people into you. You're too fat. That gap between your teeth means you're a liar. You're too this. You're too that. All of that comes back to me purging that out and saying, I love myself. I'm still in kindergarten, with that. I haven't graduated first grade yet, but I hear the voice more and more that says to me, good person. You're a loving person. You're a good person. So you can love yourself a little bit. We used to think that, loving yourself was pompous and arrogant. How dare you think you love yourself? But it's the first idea of change. If we're going to make a change, if we're going to make things peaceful, if we're going to make things loving for everybody and a world that works for everybody, choose. Choose. And go into that. Please, Renee.
I have a question.
Please.
And it's probably you're familiar with it.
Okay.
But, when you were talking and you said you have a friend over here who's being hurt and you know that it may eventually come to you, how do you get love from that? How do you get back into the cabin?
How do you get back in the cabin? Choosing that I know this situation, and before I say that, an awareness, something's up with me. Being aware of your state is a healthy way to choose, okay, I'm not feeling so great about this. I'm feeling stressful. I'm feeling some hate. I'm feeling some this. I'm feeling some that. And being aware of that and then choosing, I need to change this. But the awareness comes first that this is where I am. And being honest with it. We all get angry. We all get upset about stuff. But here in this moment, it's how long you stay in it that's a real factor. Because we all go there. We all get there. At a moment's notice, you go flare up. And I won't interpret those words for you or translate for you. But then, I really got angry. Let me choose. Let me choose not to think something different. Please. Did that answer some of your question, Renee? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Well,
I'm struggling getting
in,
back in.
you're struggling to get back in. And your awareness is you don't stuck your head out of the coach.
Yeah,
Yes, that's the first awareness. I'm outside of the
I'm
coach.
out there.
I'm outside of the coach. And now I can choose some things to do to get back in the coach. Choices.
Okay.
Choices.
I love that image.
You do?
I love the image of being outside because I always think, what is mine to do if I'm looking? What is mine to do? And I'm kind of doing too much or here or that, and really not getting back into the cabin and saying, the cabin is safe, the cabin is God's voice.
That's it.
Take time.
That's it.
I love the image.
That's it. That's it. Remember the trains. Always remember the train. This was downloaded to me a couple of years ago, and it's just stuck with me that in any situation where I'm talking to people about stuff, that image comes back. Are you choosing to stick your head out? What are you doing? Or are you choosing to pull yourself back into who you are? Anchor yourself, because you know God is with you. You know, well, sometimes we get in trouble when we are not aware that God is with us. The feelings of separation are those things in hell, those things about hell. The feelings of being separated, that God is over there, God is not with me. Every time I hear my heartbeat, that's God working with me. Every time I take a breath, that's God. Every time I wake up in the morning, that's God. So knowing that there is no place, choosing to know that there is no place on this planet or any other place that you can be that you don't have God with you. Knowing that, choosing it, and moving yourself out of whatever's going on with it. Sometimes I eat candy, but that don't work. That puts me right back in the choice of hell.
Yeah.
Sometimes I eat cake. Sometimes I pray. Sometimes I affirm, just talk to me, Father, or Mother, or whatever your pronoun is for, or whatever your noun or pronoun is for God. Just talk to me. And I get to calm right down. Or you can make affirmations. This is not today, not on my watch. And I'll say, oh, blank, no. You put in the descriptor that you want to put in for that. And guess what? With setting an intention, here's another one. This is a whole sermon or speech. Setting your intention is magical. Do you know it?
Yes.
You want to speak to it?
Setting your, the cool thing about setting intentions, you get to reset them anytime you want. You can reset them immediately. But setting your intention before you do anything, before you have a conversation with someone, because really all that matters is what your internal intention is. And if it comes from a place of goodness, and you are about to go have a difficult conversation with someone, but you set your intention, which means you pause,
Yes.
and you decide what is the good, and what does my high self want for me right now. You set that before you walk through anything.
I shake
It
you.
gives you a arrogant confidence to be able to do it. And then it gives you resolve that when you got on the other side that you did the right thing, no matter how it shakes out.
I shake. You agree, you guys?
Yes.
I shake to all of you. Yes, indeed. It's magical. I often go to the marina to walk with the dog, and I went it works all the time. I went a couple of Sundays ago, and there was everyone and their brother and their sisters and their mothers and fathers and children out there. Parking lot full. I said, well, Lillian, I'm not sure if we're going to walk today. And something said, if you say it like that, you are not going to find a parking place. And I said, oh no, we're going to walk today. You know, the woman almost hit me backing out of the space that gave the space up for me. She almost backed into the side of it. I said, Father, you have jokes. You have jokes. And knowing that the magical thing is setting that intention. It's magical. It's a choice. It's a conscious choice. It's a strong choice. Not on my watch, not today. Not for me. If you remember the movie about Raiders of the Lost Ark, do you remember the one where the boulder is coming down the channel? And he runs out to the end, and there's just, you can't even see the bottom. And the woman says, there's a bridge there, but you have to step out onto it. You have to choose. You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. It was brilliant. And so he steps out into nothingness, and the bridge comes right underneath his foot. And the camera pans up from below. And then, as much as his intent is, that's as far as he's going. Because there's nothing more than I need to choose again to step out again. And the bridge comes underneath that foot. It's a brilliant piece of writing. And it's so spiritual in nature. We can choose. And choose with intention. And the intention is wrapped in the choice. And wrapped in the idea of us making a decision about something that is clear, that is honest, and from a loving place. Now, heaven has in it lots of things as well. In this cabin, there's gratitude. All that we have. We are here this morning. That's a big one. Some people didn't make it today. Either you did or you didn't eat breakfast in the morning. You chose. But I venture to guess that most of you have food in your house somewhere, something to eat. Mm-hmm. Gratitude. And the more we look for things to be grateful for in our choice, the more we will find things that are miracles in our everyday life. Practicing gratitude is a thing that sharpens our eyes and our mind and our focus. Oh, look, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I have this chair. Somebody put it down here for me. All the miracles and myriad of things that happen to us when we see them when we choose to be grateful for what we have. In that are blessings. A magical way to solve any situation is to bless it. Mm-hmm. Now, don't go do like some other people do. When you stick your head and your hands out of the cabin and you say, I'm blessing you. Don't do that. Blessings are private. You do them in private. You talk to the person in your mind. You bless them for who they are. You bless them for the situation. And you keep that personal to yourself. I guarantee you, I'll take you to lunch if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I didn't say that, okay? I didn't say that. And she'll hold me to it. Blessing someone. Understanding oneness. You are one with me. I am one with you. Mm-hmm. What happens to you concerns me. I'm choosing to be in your business. I'm choosing to pray for you and me. I'm choosing oneness. And we fight it all the time. Believing that there's no duality. Mm-hmm. Then we're all created from spirit. And spirit dropped a little bit in you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. So we all have that same common core, regardless of how we look on the outside. And Reverend Andrea calls it people in drag. So they're spirit dressed up in kind of these interesting costumes that they got outside of the cabin, okay? They went out in the field and picked up something and put it on. And it doesn't represent who they are as spiritual beings. The other one we get is, here we go, forgiveness. We talked about that before. Just forgiving doesn't mean you have to stay. It means that when you think of that person, if you can't do anything else, you bless them. If you can't do anything else, that's the first part, and it usually will help you to move to other things of forgiveness, and you bless yourself. Another one is seeing the abundance, knowing that you got enough. You had enough to get here. You had gasoline enough to get here this morning. You had enough clothes. I tested it this morning. Like I said, I had on 3 or 4 outfits before I found the one that suited me for today. But you have enough. In this moment, you have enough. Choose to believe that. Do you need any money right now? Do you need water? Do you need, anybody hungry, need some food? So in this moment, forget the other moments that are coming. Because that's what I get to worry about a lot. Is, oh my God, what am I going to do about 14 months off? You have enough. In the Bible, it talks about a lamp unto my feet. Do you know what that's about? You guys know? Anybody knows about that? The lamp unto my feet? Back in those days when they would walk across the desert, they didn't have street lights or anything, and it was very, very dark. So they would put lamps on their feet. So the only thing that they could see and acknowledge was right what was there in front of them in the moment. And every step they took, they couldn't see out there. But they knew their steps in that moment were stable and sure-footed. So a lamp unto my feet also means the idea that I have enough right in this moment. Next moment, have to take care of itself. I trust God. The idea that, that there is protection in this cabin, there is love in this cabin, and there's joy and peace. Choose. Choose what you're going to focus on. Choose where you're going to be. Choose what's up for you right now. And there's love everywhere. I've had experiences with God, and God is so compassionate and so loving. Loves every one of us, regardless of what mistakes you make. And if you make a mistake, choose to do differently the next time. Choose. Thank you so very, very much for having me here. You are a blessing to me, and I just think you're wonderful. You are loved. Please do not forget how loved you are. Ashe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me.
You know, you were talking about being in the compartment on the train
Mm-hmm.
and looking outside
Mm-hmm.
versus being outside and involved. That's a very good description. It's a visualization that really means something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it puts me, when I'm in the cabin, it puts me in the observer mode instead of the involved mode.
Yes.
Uh,
Brilliant. Precisely.
what I have trouble doing, and I'm working on, I hope I'm not doing it, is to be able to readily go to that mindset of the observer quick enough before I feel like I get sucked in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the issue is in the compartment with you.
Because you took it back in with you, didn't you?
Back in,
Yes.
or I didn't step back into the compartment quick enough.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes.
You know, and that's what makes it difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have any place to go,
Mm-hmm.
I may have to go to a different compartment. But that sets up for me the try to get into the observer mode and not the involved personal mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to try to
Absolutely.
do
And
that quicker.
since you're saying that, you're already on your way because you're aware. And once you have awareness, you can't take that away. We can never say you're ignorant about this because you're aware. And you allow spirit to just move you gently in. So when you're in the cabin, you still got a hand or a head out, sticking out. You're in the cabin, but something's still out there. You're coming. You're doing beautifully. That's what I'm told to tell you. You're doing beautifully. Okay? Keep doing it. It's practice. There is no one-shot learning. There's only one time when it's one-shot learning. You poison rats, and if they live, they will never eat whatever the poison was again. Everything else takes practice. Okay? I ate some chili once. It made me sick as a dog. 6 weeks, I was eating chili again. So there's no one-shot learning. Practice, practice, practice.
When I'm in the cabinet, it's like I get strength,
Mhm.
I get strength and fortitude. Well, I'm safe in a different way than safe, because I live also outside of the cabinet, which may not be safe. And what I choose to do outside of the cabinet, I'm thinking politics or social justice, all of the things that are important to not only observe, but to move our feet, pray and move our feet, spiritual defiance, whatever we want to call it. If I come from in the cabinet without just rushing out before I'm in the cabinet, then I'm ungrounded. So it's not, for me, not staying in the cabinet, observing, moving out with that sense of in cabinet outside. Does that make sense?
Yes, while you were saying, I had a visualization of being in the cabin.
Why not in the cabinet?
But, yeah, I was gonna correct you, but I was gonna let you.
It works. Either way, it works. It works.
I don't want to be in the cabinet.
But still, because you're observing, you're still involved to an extent, because you're observing. You know, you're still involved. You're choosing to be observant. What are we observing for? We have to go back to you, move our feet. And that doesn't mean, in this analogy, move your feet and go out of your cabin. You take it with you, so to speak. When I like to go to the beach every day and try to make it a point to talk to somebody I've never met before. And for me, that's a big step. Because I'm born and raised an introvert. But, you know, just talking to somebody and you meet them with a smile. And that's a conversation starter. But anyway, I'm observing them and I'm choosing from my comfortable space to bring them into the cabin, I guess.
Yes. Yes. You're approaching them with love. You're still in the cabin.
Yeah.
It's fluid. It goes. But I'm just saying, go back into here and know what is here for you. What is the truth about you? You are loved beyond measure. And you take that with you. You take the cabin with you back into the world.
We're at a conversation.
I see. That's okay.
No, because what we're saying is, the cabinet is the place of knowing heart, of living from the space of heart, living from the space of spirit, and that space is always safe.
Yes. And you choose to go there and feel that anytime you want to. You're bringing your head and your hands back into your center, your beingness, who loves you, protects you, guides you, nurtures you, and provides for you, always in all things. Anyone else? Please.
I see the training as our highest self. And I'm hearing stepping in and out of these places, and there's there's nothing to step in and out of. The train is our highest, truest, purest good self, and everything is going by outside. Maybe for me, I kind of like to choose the peak.
You choose what? What did you whisper?
Peak.
To peek? Oh, yeah.
I'll stick your head, I want to just kind of peek out there, but for me, this is the true being, the true state of being. There's no separation. The train is
That's it.
the true place of the seat of the soul,
That's right.
and all that out there really is just noise.
That's it. And you have a choice, a power.
That's my perception as well. Sometimes I get sucked outside.
We all do. You're
And I
not
have to run
alone.
back. I have to make that mental
Yes.
click fast enough.
Yes,
By repetition, I learn.
absolutely.
To snap back into the cabin, into my safety zone, so that I can make that interaction
Absolutely.
what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. You guys are wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful to the person. Well, maybe not you, but we've known each other for 50 years, okay? And
You've been
so,
changing that number.
what was it last week?
40.
40. Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't that old. It's 50 years this week.
Okay, you're stepping out of the cab.
Oh, okay. Yes, I.
You were a babe when she was 20.
I was a mere babe. Thank you.
With her outside that cab?
You lovely. Thank you so much. You are lovely, lovely people. I'm so blessed to have you here in my life today. So blessed.
Very blessed to have
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Sandra. It was beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to move into our time of sharing, and I will please have you repeat after me. From a consciousness of abundance
From a consciousness of abundance
and centered in gratitude,
And centered in gratitude,
I generously give.
I generously give.
I accept the gifts of prosperity and abundance
I accept the gifts of prosperity and abundance
as I demonstrate divine circulation in my life.
As I demonstrate divine circulation in my life.
In gratitude, I freely give.
In gratitude, I freely give.
In joyful acceptance, I freely receive.
In joyful acceptance, I freely receive.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And if you're giving online, Zelle and PayPal, the address is give@sfcsl.org. Thanks. I am remembering who I am remembering who Back to that cabin. Thank you. I just saw the cabin you're talking about. I'm remembering who I am, where I am. Great message, thanks.
Thank you so much. There's two sides to tithing. There's one where you give out and you get in return for what you give out. So it's a two-way street. So I'm blessing this money. I'm blessing these tithes. I'm blessing your tithes of time, your times of consideration, your times of spreading joy and love. Because all of us are valuable and rich beyond measure. So I'm blessing this gift. May it be multiplied by those who have given and those who have not, 1,000 million times over, knowing that God has no limit on anything that we deserve, desire. There's enough and more for each of us. And so it is.
So it is.
I'm going to do a closing treatment right now, closing prayer, then we'll do a song, then we'll have announcements, and then the benediction from Reverend Sandria. So if you'd like to join me now, I invite you to close your eyes and go within, if that feels good to you. Anchored in gratitude, anchored in love, recognizing there's no spot, spirit is not.
Yes.
It is here, it is now, it is forevermore. It is every breath we take. It is in and through and around and as me and each and every one of us. Every experience, every blooming flower, every sparkle of every star, every ebb and flow of every wave. It is the roots of the trees, the peaks of the mountains. And in this truth, I know that the light of faith stays lit within my heart, within our hearts. Giving thanks and praise for this beautiful message of awareness from Reverend Sandria. What is mine to do? That is the message. Staying aware, anchored in love, staying in the cabin, remembering where your cabin is, within. Taking this beautiful message throughout our week, throughout our days, throughout our paths. May it resonate. May it continue to remind us who we are and remind us what is ours to do in this beautiful awareness. I see us joined in light, in love, in spiritual community. With so much love and respect. May all beings feel nourished and loved. May peace and justice continue to prevail on earth, knowing it begins right here and right now by the way we choose to live. Infinite gratitude, oceanic gratitude. I let it be, and so it is.
So it is.
All right, dear ones, if you just keep your eyes closed for a little bit longer. So our time here together in physical form is ended. And as we go our separate ways, we know and understand we are divinely connected to each other and with the Holy Spirit within us. And so we don't see each other. We know that we are loved and we are loving to one another. And as our weeks play out in front of us, we know and understand that God is all there is. There's nothing more. So I bid you adieu, and I bid you go in peace and love, because you are loved. You are loved beyond anything you know or consider. Stay well and safe until we meet again. And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Sandria.
Thank you so much.
So our announcements, then we'll do the song.
Yeah, we got a couple of music. There's no rush, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're still in the service a little bit, but I liked your benediction. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you.
that song.
It's
Beautiful.
wonderful.
It's good because we are blessed. And
Yes.
we're blessed today with Conscious Conversations with Daniel. If you'd like to stay after, go grab a quick bite to eat to come back and eat it together and talk about conscious living.
Okay.
Right? What are you talking about today, Daniel?
Yeah, we're working through the core concepts of science of mind, and we're making our way through abundance today. So
Cool.
around 1 o'clock, come back and be ready to share your witness to this level.
Conversations about abundance today,
it is.
starting at 1 o'clock, if you'd like to come back and join in spiritual community. And we have our potluck next Sunday,
March 1st.
March 1st. That's next Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's already going to be March, you guys, just so you know. And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming and being a part of our spiritual community. It's beautiful to gather. Thank you, everybody online, for joining us today. We appreciate you. We honor you. And we can't wait to see you again. Thank you.
Okay. Let's gather in a circle. We're going to sing I Am the Place Where God Shows Up.